Everybody, it's pretty early. I'm gonna try to shoot this one quick. Got some comics last night, so we'll just jump into it here. I've got Suicide, excuse me, Suicide Squad number 4, writing by Rob Williams, art by Jim Lee in the first story, and art in the second story is by Gary Frank. This one was okay, but I'm probably going to jump off at this point. Not a great story, not terrible, just sort of mediocre, whatever. Uh, that's the main story. The backup story um, with the Gary Frank art is a Harley Quinn story. Really wasn't that great. I was a little bit kind of disappointed, but okay. Punisher number 6 by Becky Cloonan and Steve Dillon. This is the end of this first arc. I thought the first arc was again okay, not great. I sort of liked it, but this issue kind of anticlimactic. Um, I just saw a video with Ghost Critic, and I think I've kind of come around to kind of agree with them. It's not bad. It's just okay. You've seen it before, that type of thing. So this will probably be my last issue for a moment. I might come back to it because, like you said, I was enjoying it up until this point, and I do like Steve Dillon's art. So okay. Reborn by Mark Millar and Greg Capullo. I don't know how much to describe this story without giving too much away. We start in modern times and then we kind of switch to this kind of fantasy world. Um, it's just the first issue. It's mostly set up. I'm sure the next issue is going to have more kind of setup to it before we get the actual meat of the plot. I basically got it for Greg Capullo's art, which I really, really like. So, all right, it's okay. Solo number 1 by by Gregory Dugan and Jeffrey Thorne, and the artist by Paco Diaz. I don't know too much about this character. I'm pretty sure he debuted in Spider-Man back in maybe late '80s, early '90s, something like that. And he's kind of mercenary type guy or whatever it says. One man war on terror. It's kind of interesting because it says parental advisory, but there's nothing too violent in its first issue. It's actually the violence is actually very PG rated. Basically, he seems to be this mercenary guy. He's got a wife and kid, and he takes these jobs to kind of support them. And Shield kind of gets involved and wants to hire him for a job. And we this issue is him kind of taking on we think it's going to be one thing and he takes on this job that's kind of something else that it is kind of the whole thing is kind of dealt with in kind of I'd say kind of a lighthearted way. Dum Dum Dugan is in this issue, and I'm a little bit surprised because I thought they had revealed that Dum Dum Dugan all this time has been an LMD. He's like an android or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know. So, but anyway, well, I'll give it a couple of issues to decide what I think about it. Deathstroke number 4 by Christopher Priest, and the pencils are by Joe Bennett, and the inks are by Mark Morales. I really enjoyed this issue. Just solid, solid writing. This issue is Slade and his daughter Rose, who's also a mercenary, kind of taking a road trip to Gotham. They found out that somebody has a contract out on Rose and they're trying to figure out who it is or whatever. So just there's a little bit of more backstory to it. I think a couple of transitions from present to past and from one scene to another got a little bit confusing, but for the most part, I think it's really solid writing. So I've really, really been enjoying Deathstroke so far. Kill or Be Killed by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Still really enjoying this comic. Really liking the sort of different take they're giving on the whole kind of vigilante type thing. It's a big contrast to stuff like The Punisher or Dirty Harry or whoever, where in those comics and those stories and those movies, obviously, even though the character is kind of an anti hero, or anti-establishment or whatnot, you're obviously supposed to root for that character. That character is obviously the star or whatnot. Here, while this character is obviously the protagonist, you're really not too sure about him. You know what I mean? So I actually kind of like this sort of different take on it. Other comics that I got this week but I didn't read were Red One number 4. I think I mentioned before, I think the translations, as far as the dialogue and captions and everything, really aren't that great, but I do like the art. So, yeah. Mosaic number 1, brand new character from Marvel Comics. We've never seen him before, so I'm interested in finding out what his deal is. Doom Patrol number 2, Superwoman number 3. I really enjoy issues 1 and 2, so um, I'm looking forward to reading this. I also got Black Monday Murders number 3. I read number 1 and I really enjoyed it. I had to kind of read it twice because the comic is so dense and there's so much information and there's so many different elements to the story going on that you can't always get the whole thing in just one sitting. I have issue 2. I haven't read that yet. This is issue 3, so but yeah, I'm pretty intrigued. Okay, so that's it. Got to thank you very much for listening. I'm going to take a shower, then I'm going to go to work. Thanks, and you have a good day.